good afternoon to all of you. I'm sure you all have been looking forward to my session because this is the last session and then you go to lunch, right? Uh, so if we have a look at what was talked about during the course of the day, one keyword which comes out very loud and clear, that is digital transformation. Yeah. So in fact, the basis of the topic over here is based on the digital natives, which is again taken in from the digital transformation. So I'll be talking about that aspect in a while, but let me just introduce THALES to you. And this is important because I got some questions around what exactly do you do? What are your other businesses? People know us from other businesses. And we are a 17.6 billion euro enterprise present across 68 countries and delivering in the areas of ground transportation, space, aerospace, defense and security, and digital identity and security. So to give you a closer reference, so Delhi Metro, if you have ever traveled in that and used their fare collection system, so that is done by THALES. And so is Hyderabad Metro, if you have traveled in that. Talking about space, so the rover which US has sent, NASA has sent across to Mars, it is sending pictures back to the Earth station, and those pictures, that technology is THALES. On the aerospace side, so you travel on all the airlines, so there are 6 computers installed over there to see signaling, navigation, in-flight controls, entertainment system, so all of that is done by us. Defense and security, a closer reference, Rafale aircrafts. So 40% of the aircraft is built by us, along with Dassault Systems. And talking about digital identity and security, where we have a big presence in the cybersecurity world, really protecting lots of people and identities and businesses. So giving you some snapshot of that. So we really protect billions of identities on a daily basis. We got expertise all across the world in 68 countries. And one statistics around that is top 5 cloud services providers, they are our customers, they depend on us for their security. And then talking about banking, where huge risk lies, and they are really targeted every time. Yeah, so $1 trillion kind of exchange happens interbank, and that is protected by us. Yeah, and to say the least, it's 81,000 strong army present across 68 countries delivering all this. Okay, so coming back to digital transformation, so organizations are really taking a lot of bold steps, and you heard in the sessions earlier also. There is external transformation, and there is internal transformation to make the organization much more agile. So all these organizations, they are looking for new channels for sale. They are looking to collaborate better and more ways to really sell more to increase satisfaction for the customers and eventually the user experience. Right? Internally also, so there are moves like move to the cloud to be much more agile to the customer expectations, and the AI or the analytics part of it to see how you can be more productive in delivering. So having said that, there are a lot of issues also which really surmount over all these what you're trying to do in your journey of digital transformation. So you have good traffic, but lesser conversion, retention. You heard about repeat customers. Yeah? So we talk about that. Then security. So breaches expose you as an organization, and it is loss of reputation and customer exodus. Of course, customer look for uniform customer experience across your multiple brands and across platforms. And talking about ecosystem, which is very important in this world, and you saw everybody else also talk about ecosystem, how do you really go down to the last mile? So how do you really make your presence felt better in a secure way in a B2B, in a B2B2C environment, so complex kind of environments where external identity will come, use your resources, and deliver what you want them to deliver. Yeah, without really challenging your organization's security at large. And then data requirements for improving sales. So MarTech in your different organizations will really look for this data, which they have to really collect from many places. So here is one window which can definitely help those guys. And then difficulty in adopting new age solutions. You are stuck with legacy solutions who are centered around distributed identity. And here we are talking about everything which can be centered on the identity side, which helps all the newer applications, agile applications to be rolled out very swiftly across platforms and across brands. Okay, finally, lack of control. And again, we saw that 2 days back, Lok Sabha passed DPDP, so which will be an act very soon. And yes, there will be compliances and penalties around losing customer data. So there are many names, and I don't want to really go there, who lost data and there were repercussions. Having said that, ROI, so all these organizations are looking at ROI on how they do user onboarding, how do they really get rid of overlaps, duplicated tasks, maintain security and compliance, and more satisfied customers. So all these 9 bullets I told you, this is not really what I scripted. So this comes from the customers like yourselves who've given us their challenges and pain points and told us that yes, we need help in these areas. Yeah, and largely what we have seen is DIY, do it yourself, has been the villain over here. Yeah, and the IT teams have been challenged to solve just the login issues, the authentication issues, and so on, and not actually working on the core application, which helps you sell more. Yeah. So what we do over here is concentrate on identities. So be it a worker, means an employee, a family and friends. We talked about, the earlier debate talked about how family and friends can be part of the ecosystem on the whole. Individuals, then business partners, that is a B2B or B2B2C side of it, and deliver them the services you want to deliver securely using your websites or applications, integrating with whosoever is your business partner or delivering some output for you to really give those results what you look forward to. And yes, so here's a timeline, and this is what we do to help you. So basically, this is about a user who signs up and leaves. Yes, there can be a chance that customer leaves your platform, and it has been found that if you give that flexibility to the customer, he will stay with you for a longer time. So meaning that you give right to forget or right to consent on whatever information he wants to share on an ongoing basis, and he has a lot of self-service kind of feature sets which help him change his relation to you dynamically. Yeah, so the steps involved over here are identity verification. It can be as complex as liveliness detection. Yeah, happens for banks. Yeah, and then on the authentication side, it is secure customer authentication involving passwordless ways, which reduces friction for all the users. Yeah, passwordless means you don't have to remember anything. If you forget, not an issue. And your teams are really free to work on the actual core application. Yeah, and single sign-on. And this is across your platform and multiple brands if you have, it works across that. Yeah, And talking about authentication, authorization is equally important. So meaning, what particular asset you would want to authorize within your organization. Yeah, and what kind of rules should apply to that login so that he does not get a free access. There is a restricted access only to those applications or parts which you intend to give them access to. Okay, and yes, how do we do it is the underlying THALES platform, so which helps continuously, and yes, there is a lot of AI built into it, which tracks user journey, and what it does is progressive profiling in terms of what data is available and what is required at a minimum for you to run operations. Yeah, so protection is really protected, the overall infra is really protected by our data security and risk management platform, and the keys are saved in our root of trust. Okay, so that is the platform I was talking about. So there are two areas over here. We talked about employee authentication security, and we talked about customer identity. So meaning you giving security to your consumers, retailers, partners, ecosystems, gig workers, so on and so forth. Okay, so another timeline which talks about a methodology we internally call as 3CPs. Yeah, meaning connect, collect, convert, and protect. So a lot goes on when you onboard a customer. If you see the timeline, we're talking about awareness of a customer of your brand, okay, and turning him to an advocate of you, meaning he really talking about your brand outside. Oh, this brand is very good. Please go ahead and shop from there. Yeah. So lot many steps are involved in the connect phase, where we are doing the user connect part, taking the user journey forward in a very, very frictionless way. Yeah, and also securing those identities. Yeah. So having really said that, the collect part is where we collect the information to give you a single pane of glass. And convert. So how do you really take it forward in terms of your digital journey? So how you use that data by putting in analytics and intelligence and reporting for MarTech and other organizations to really use it to really establish your base and go forward with that. So many people talked about repeat customer. So if the user has security, if the user knows that, oh, it will be frictionless, I can delete my data whenever I want, he will come to you. Yeah, and also talking about protection, I did talk about rest of the elements which really help protect the customer data with you, so you're not part of litigations, you're not part of any big news which comes in the newspaper tomorrow for any breach. Okay, so here is a brief architecture, and it's a very modular platform, and I talked about the consent and preference management. You can allow the customers to choose what they want to share, what they do not want to share. Very, very effective in insurance scenarios, very, very effective in airline scenarios, very, very effective in banking scenarios as well. Yeah, so, and there is a AI engine which works to orchestrate user journey orchestration. Yeah, basically it's like a continuous ping with the user to see that yes, he is really clued on to the customer and is not really moving over to the next available platform. And then on the B2B side, quite a few things which we can do over there, and I think time is short and I will not really elaborate on this, but largely what I say is that the platform is a very flexible platform which is AI driven, helps you integrate better with your solutions available, open API platform, meaning we can integrate with the solutions you have in your premises already. Okay, so how THALES CIM can help you? So DIY, we have seen many reds over there. Yeah, so workforce is for your employee base, not for consumers, not for retailers, not for your B2B partners. So we can help you in scalability, availability, extensibility, usability, privacy and consent, and of course, onboarding. Okay, so few references. So if Hugo Boss considers us as a partner of choice. Of course, we can be a partner of choice for you as well. So what Hugo Boss is trying to do is to double their digital revenues by 2025. And we are helping them in 128 countries, including India, yeah, to really work on this particular metric. European Central Bank, so the member banks trust our system to log in and share all the critical data with the European Central Bank using our platform. Stellantis, so you might not be aware of Stellantis as a group, but you would definitely be aware of Jeep, Peugeot, Chrysler, Fiat, so on and so. They also depend on us for their security, as well as their customer onboarding, B2C, B2B, B2B as well. Yeah? Okay, so that was my last slide. Thank you very much. We have a shop out there. I don't like to call booth, that's why I say shop. So sounds like milk booth, right? So it's not a milk booth, so you get all this discussed over there. So this is me. So digitally you can scan my ID over there and get my credentials. We can talk, take this discussion forward in any of this. Thank you very much.